Hello, welcome to Muckman Movies. On this video I will be tackling Neil's challenge, community challenge, that is set about a week ago, based around the Vancouver's Film Festival, which was themed around sound, colour and spectacle. So he challenged the movie community on YouTube to come up with their favourites or films that instantly sprung to mind, based around the theme of sound, colour and spectacle, with up to about 10 films per category. So stay tuned for my picks on sound, colour and spectacle after this. So I'll go through these films. I'll try and make it pretty brief because I have got a few stacks of about 7 or 8 films for each category. So I'll try and keep this as brief as I can. So I'll tackle the category of sound to start with. And I'll start off with Brian De Palma's Blowout. Now, this is an absolutely captivating and intriguing thriller, whodunit mystery basically. John Travolta plays a sound engineer he's in I think he's in Central Park, and he's out capturing sounds for his latest film, and he picks out some disturbing sounds in a car crash, which basically point a finger towards an assassination attempt or a murder. So there's a lot of sound effects, really good sound effects and split screen moments throughout the film, which sort of hone in on the sounds that he's capturing. So that's the first one, Blowout. This film probably has the least amount of sound in it, but the sound design is so good that you're left on tenterhooks, and that is A Quiet Place. I'll take that out of the slip actually. So A Quiet Place, you'd sit there in silence, absolutely petrified of making a sound. And the slightest pin drop could have these creatures, these aliens, running towards you. Yeah, what a film. It does get a bit noisier towards the end, but like the first half of the film, it's literally, almost in silence, but there is great sound design in A Quiet Place. So I could not leave that one out. Hold on, that's in the wrong category. That's not a good start. Then we've got Star Wars. What can you say about Star Wars? This could be in the spectacle category as well, but great special sound effects. Like from the lightsabers, from the blasters, from the spacecraft flying over your head. And then, not to mention John Williams' film score, which is so iconic and stirring and just fantastic. So there you go with Star Wars. And you got Michael Mann's Heat. If you've seen Heat, you cannot forget the shootout in the streets. What an assault on the senses. Not in terms of visuals, but the echoing around the streets. And it reverberates around the cinema when you watch it in the cinema, or if you've got surround sound. The sound design in this is absolutely amazing. For that scene alone, it deserves to be in that category. So you've got Heat. Then you've got Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. Great sound and special effects, but it's Vangelis's film score that just permeates throughout the whole film, gives it atmosphere. It's great, one of the best film scores of all time, in my opinion. Really sets the tone, and the bleak dystopian science fiction future. Really great film as well. Blade Runner, some great sound effects in that, and film score obviously. Right, this one, it's probably out of all my picks, probably the least known. But I saw this at a film festival and I was blown away by it. And that is Son of Saul. It's set in Auschwitz and it follows Saul, one of the prisoners who carries out tasks set by the Nazis, by the Gestapo. But the camera almost never leaves the close-up of his face. So all the horrors that are going on around him are captured in the sound design. So you can hear things going off in the periphery of the camera. You never really see the horrors. All you do is hear it. So this is pretty much like a precursor to Zone of Interest, which does a similar thing. But this is it's a hard watch. It's a captivating watch, but it's a very hard watch. But the sound design in Son of Saul is absolutely fantastic. I couldn't leave Saving Private Ryan out just purely for the opening sequence where the viewer is literally plunged into the chaos when they're landing on the beaches. There's bullets flying over your head with help from the surround sound. There's explosions everywhere. You get these special effects where Tom Hanks is absolutely shell-shocked. What a film, what an opening sequence. Couldn't leave that out for the sound design. Amazing. And then finally, I couldn't leave out Wolfgang Petersen's Das Boot, or Das Boot. Could not leave that out. The sound design is incredible in this. You're in the confines of a German U-boat for almost 3 hours. And it's the sound design that creates the claustrophobia. You can hear the Allied boats closing the net in around the U-boat. It's just absolutely claustrophobic throughout. You can hear the depth charges coming down and exploding around the U-boat. The sound design is so effective in this. I could not leave out Das Boot. Das Boot, I've been led to believe you should pronounce that, but I just read it as it is. Yeah, Das Boot. Okay, so on to the colour category. First of all, I'll pick a film that is not actually in my collection, rightly or wrongly, but yeah, it should be in my collection really, and that's The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz, come on, everyone's seen Wizard of Oz, and it's such a colourful experience. It starts off in black and white Kansas, and as Dorothy lands in Oz, all the colour is absolutely exuberant and saturated. You've got the yellow road, you've got her glittery red slippers, you've got the city of Oz, which is like emerald green. There's colour everywhere, coming from every angle. You cannot leave out Wizard of Oz in this category. I'd also choose Spirited Away, Miyazaki's Spirited Away. The animation is absolutely exquisite in this, and it's such a colourful experience. You cannot leave Spirited Away out. Then move on to a bit of horror, and that is Mandy, starring Nicolas Cage. It's just absolutely saturated in red, and it's just almost like an 80s rock album cover throughout. Like there's loads of references to 80s rock album covers, but it's absolutely saturated in red is Mandy, so I would definitely choose this one in the colour category. Similar to Wizard of Oz, you've got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Absolutely tons of colour in this from all the sweets in the factory, and the Oompa Loompa, the orange and the green-haired orange Oompa Loompas. It's just colour everywhere, so you cannot leave Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory out. I'd go for Akira Kurosawa's Ran. There's so much colour referencing to the different family members. They're all in yellow robes or red robes or blue robes, which distinguish the different family members who are bickering over the inheritance of their father's empire. great film, absolutely. It's, I think, is it based on, which Shakespeare film is this based on? King Lear, that's it. Yeah, so it's a King Lear, based on King Lear. Fantastic film. It's epic as well, absolutely epic. So really colourful and epic. Round. And then I would choose Hero. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, that's a snapshot of one of the scenes with the autumn leafed trees, and they're fighting in red dress. But each scene is staged in a different colour. So you've got one scene that's in a forest, I think, and they're all dressed in green. That scene in particular is absolutely stunning. So, and then there's other scenes, one's in just black, I think. But yeah, Hero, absolutely stunning martial arts film. If you've not seen that, definitely get it watched. And then finally is Mario Bava's Blood and Black Lace. It's very stylish, colourful gialli from Italy. Beautiful, absolutely stunning to watch. It's not everyone's cup of tea in terms of the narrative, but I love this film. It's really great. So that is my colour category. Okay, and then finally in my spectacle category, I'm going with John Carpenter's The Thing. It's just spectacular in terms of its visuals, its special effects, its prosthetics are absolutely stunning and timeless. They look as good now as they did all the way back in 1982. So there's The Thing. Got John Woo's Hard Boiled. This is just spectacular in terms of the action. It's almost non-stop action. It's like bullet ballet, basically. People flying through the air in slow motion with a gun in each hand. There's an amazing rescue scene in a hospital, which is just spectacular in the choreography. For me, this is one of the best action films of all time. It's spectacular in every way. That's Hard Boiled. Not one of my favourite films these days, but I remember when I saw this at the cinema, I thought it was absolutely spectacular. And that was Ron Howard's Backdraft. You'd never seen fire on film like this before. I mean, you've got the Towering Inferno. It was okay, but like you'd never seen fire move anything like in Backdraft before. It was absolutely spectacular in how they, managed to control the fire for the film. Unbelievable. Backdraft. I'm going to leave this one till last because I've got one film which could just land into every category of sound, colour and spectacle. Spectacle, again, Ridley Scott's Gladiator. I mean, come on, it's an epic, modern day epic in similar company with like Ben-Hur and Lawrence of Arabia. This is a modern day epic. Russell Crowe's fantastic, but the story is just spectacular in every way and so moving at the end. Yeah, Gladiator. I will go for Tom Cruise next in Top Gun Maverick. When I saw this at the cinema, I was clenching the seat. My palms were sweaty. The choreography of the flying is unbelievable, and unbelievably, Tom Cruise did all his own flying as well. But like seriously, the cinematography of the battle, the aircraft having not gunfights, aerial battles anyway, and that's what I'll say. Yeah, spectacular in every way. It always leaves my palms all sweaty after watching this one. Going off on a tangent, but it's still spectacular in terms of the acting. So Glengarry, Glen Ross, the acting in this is almost unrivaled. Every actor in this puts in an A-grade performance. It's just spectacular acting. It's captivating. You just can't take your eyes off the screen when you're watching Glengarry Glen Ross. amazing drama, great. And then finally, actually, no, I'll put another film in as well. So Star Wars, that's spectacular as well. Everyone's seen Star Wars, you know why I'm picking Star Wars. That's spectacular. But there's one film here that I'm going to put in the sound, the colour and the spectacle categories. And that is my favourite film of the last 10 years. And that is Mad Max Fury Road. From the colour of the desert landscape and the blue skies and the like flares going off, it's just spectacular. Even like the night scenes going through the swamp, it's like beautifully beautiful cinematography. It's like blues and purples in that particular scene. It's so colourful. The sound design is equally as impressive. I absolutely love the sound in this, from the drums as they're chasing Mad Max and Furiosa across the desert. You know, you've got all these cars flying and exploding everywhere. The sandstorm. Great sound design. And then spectacle. It all adds up to a spectacle. It's one of my favourite films. If I'm ever stuck for something to put on, I will put this on, because it's just an impressive piece of filmmaking. So those are my choices for sound, colour and spectacle. Let me know what you think of my choices in the comments below. And if you feel up to the challenge, make your own video and tag Neil and me into your video, so I can see what you've chosen, and Neil can have a look at what you've chosen as well. So thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed yet, come on, click that subscribe button and give me a like as well. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.